So this is one thing that I really wanted to come out here and speak on, and it's a huge mindset trap that I feel like a lot of Christians are trapped into, where they believe that the root of all evil is money, but in the Bible it says that the love of money is the root of all evil. And so there's a very clear distinction with that. I know me growing up, I heard the root of all evil is money. So especially if you're brought up in a family that isn't really comfortable talking about money, unfortunately, that's holding you back way more than you could expect because you can't serve two gods, right? You either love God or you love money. But what if I could tell you that God will bless you abundantly, allow you to do what you love full time, as long as it's in His name? He'll give you money in abundance while on earth, as long as it's in His name, and you're really focused on making that impact, really focused on serving. And I'll tell you what, it's such a controversial topic, but the way that I see it is that God has called us to share the gifts. We cannot keep the talents, gifts, and abilities that God has blessed us with. We're just not allowed to do that. Like, we're going to be judged for that, of how faithful of stewards we were while we're on earth. But at the same time, a lot of Christians are like, damn, like, I don't want to make money. I just want to make it about the Lord. But you can make money by making it about the Lord, as long as you're actually bringing people closer to Him. You're not being like a bunch of these mega church pastors who are, you know, I'm not going to get into that, but those private jet types. So that's not what it is at all. We're really here to, if you've gone through any transformation, anything that you've benefited from it in your life, you have the responsibility and you've been anointed by God to really make an impact with those. And through that, he who works is fed. So the way that I see it is really having money be tied to impact. It can never be tied to materialism or, to meet your own selfish desires. Whenever I find that I focus on stressing about money, like I need money right now, how am I going to make money? It just leads me down the wrong path. It's just not having faith in God. And the verse that just keeps coming to mind is seek God first, everything will be added. The way that you seek God in this context is by serving other people. Think of, how can I be rewarded? How can I make a tenth of the value that I'm providing by helping other people with whatever you can? And for an example, if you've built up a nice physique that you love in the gym, that's the example I use over and over again. But any transformation, if you want to really pour into somebody, spend hours with them and really get them to the maximum transformation that actually changes their life, that would involve like one-on-one coaching, right? One-on-one coaching, and you need to be rewarded for your time because they're not going to appreciate it if you don't charge. And you're just going to be spread too thin, right? Sure, you could probably do it for free for one person to get results, but if you really want to help as many people as possible, serve God's people, build his kingdom to your best ability, it involves you getting rich, but in the most ethical way possible. Really being a kingdom entrepreneur where you're just talking about your past experiences, you're using that to guide others to where you are right now. But if you want to really deliver those one-on-one transformations, like you'd be charging people like 1,000 to 3,000, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's a huge mindset flaw that is the poverty programming trap. God wants us to live abundant lives on this planet, but it only comes through service. Obviously, if you're only focused on money, the money doesn't come. That's what I found. It creates a lot more suffering. You may be led by the enemy to go down paths that are sinful and that oppose God. But if you're really doing it to serve people and make an impact, then it's way bigger than you. It's a mission that God has called you towards. It's bigger than you, bigger than what you can imagine right now. So I really want you to break down those limiting beliefs and be okay with acknowledging the fact that God wants you to live an abundant life as long as it's in his name. You know, back to the concept of, I truly believe that as long as the companies are operating ethically, as long as they're actually serving people and they have that impact driven mindset, the amount of money that they make is based purely on how well they're serving. So if they're making $1 billion per year, they're providing $10 billion in value to the world. And why limit that to a dollar figure? That's really just building God's kingdom and being rewarded for it. So I just really felt like coming on here to speak about that. The creator that I'm working with right now, like, that's really one of the things that we're trying to help people do. But as well, if you want to join my community, just be able to, communicate closer with me, to be able to learn how to become a creator so you can use your gifts, skills, and abilities to impact people, to really serve them and do what you love full time. And yes, it involves getting paid. So the root of all evil is not money, the love of money is. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to join down below and I'll see you in there. But really, really internalize this lesson. It's something that I had to go through too. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one and God bless you.